Greetings, Zombie Slayers, Slippery Jim here. Welcome back to my Exo Zombies high round solo strategy for the new Infection map. And we're getting close to the start of round 10 here in this game. We are going to be facing the Goliath zombie for the first time. So I'm just getting the Exo reload while I'm here, coming through the sewers. We're going to set up here to start the round at Burger Town. And you probably want to have saved up, if you have any left after your survivor rescue. Things like the orbital drops, like drones, turrets can help you out here. But I'm going to show you a really simple, easy, safe way to kill the Goliath zombie. Now, we're just going to be picking up some points and stuff like that here, getting set up ready for the next round. Now, some things to keep in mind with the Goliath zombie. He actually has a kind of a rocket weapon that will fire EMPs at you from a distance and short out your exosuit, so watch out for that. You can also kind of dodge those by going around corners and stuff like that. But he has a shield as well that will block a lot of damage from the front. Now, playing solo, most of the time he's going to be facing you unless you use like a distraction drone or the ambulance or something like that, or put down a turret. But he does not block damage from above, so what you can do is activate the orbital strike here and then just lead him out into this open area where there's a high chance of him getting struck by a one of these orbital strikes. So you can see there we took him out within just a few seconds of hitting that orbital strike. So that was super easy, and you can do that pretty much any round. Sometimes he will manage to walk in areas where he doesn't get hit by the orbital strikes, and he might survive the first one. So you might have to hit it a couple of times, but that is definitely the safest way and probably the fastest way to take him out. If you have the S12 shotgun or something like that, something really powerful, and you go up close and personal with him, you can also take him out fairly quickly, but there is a higher risk factor. And he will down you pretty quickly with a couple of strikes of his melee weapon that he's got. So he's quite a formidable opponent. In terms of what I actually think of these type of boss zombies, for me it breaks a little bit of the reality of the fiction within zombies to have like a semi-intelligent armed zombie like that attacking you. Like, zombies are supposed to be like, you know, brainless undead, right? But if a dude has a weapon, is capable of firing that weapon accurately and using like a shield and everything like that, there's some sort of intelligence there, and for me that just breaks the kind of the storyline a little bit, or the world that we're in here, to have that sort of a zombie in the map. I personally don't really like it. I think they could have done it different. I know we have had stuff like George Romero in the past that are a little bit similar, but still, I've never been a huge fan of that sort of thing. So just going to hit the box here and try and get some decent weapons. And we're at a point now where we can start getting Exo Soldier and get all the perks going. So yeah, one good thing obviously that you would have noticed with the when you kill the Goliath zombie, you do get a max ammo, so that's pretty awesome. Okay, so we have our first Toxic Zone round. And what happens here is, the zone of the map that you are in, or that gets that Toxic Zone warning, will basically fill with this toxic gas that infects anyone who lingers in that zone, turns them into a zombie, or kills them if they stay long enough. So if you do happen to linger a little bit too long and you get infected, you just have to go down to the decontamination area and decontaminate yourself. But the best thing to do is just get out of that zone as quickly as you can, obviously. If you're a bit slow going for the sewer tunnel, try and use the trash chute as well to get a quick exit from that area. Now, starting off in the lower rounds, you're only going to have one area that gets the toxic zone, and it is a random area. But later on, when you start getting to like round 30 and onwards, you can get up to 3 toxic zones at once. So we're talking about the toxic zones are either the value voltage area, Burger Town where we are right now, or the command center area. So obviously what happens in the later rounds is when you get the 3 toxic zones, the only area where you'll be able to hang out safely is the sewers. So you're going to have to get used to training in the sewers basically, and we're going to do a little bit of that later on in this high round strategy guide. But to start with, it's pretty easy to either go to Burger Town or value voltage if there's only one area that has the toxic zone. And at the end of the round, what happens is the gas clears, and you'll be good to go back into that zone. Alright, so we're at the end of the round again here. And probably going to get the last perk that we're going to buy. I can't get back into this area here because of the gas until the end of the round. So the other thing I really want to get is a secondary grenade at this point. You want to aim for either nano swarm grenades or the distraction drones. I'm a little bit undecided on which is the better one to get. I would probably say for the really high rounds, you probably want to have the distraction drones. But the nano swarm grenades can be really, really useful as well. Especially for the infection zombie rounds. Alright, so just going to kill the last couple of zombies here. And as you can see, the toxic zone is disabled. Now at this point we do have another survivor. Now in this case the survivor is spawning down in the sewer area. Now this is one of the more difficult areas to escort the survivor from playing solo. If you do happen to be playing co-op, what I recommend is everyone just stays in their area and just have one person try and escort the survivor. But solo, it can be quite difficult, and it's probably not worth it to risk dying just to save the survivor. So most of the time you can safely ignore the survivor, although there are benefits to getting him, especially if you have a level 20 weapon. As I said in the last video, saving survivors can help you upgrade from level 20 to level 25, so there's definite benefit there, I guess. But in the really high rounds, your weapons don't really matter that much. You're going to have to use the traps anyway, so ultimately weapons are not super important, but they definitely help getting through some of the lower rounds. So I'm having a sort of half-hearted attempt here at saving this survivor. It's pretty difficult down here though, especially in this room. It's quite congested, and they spawn from all of these tunnels here, so it gets pretty crazy. If they didn't spawn from the sides like that, this would probably be a pretty good area to actually hang out. And I have a bit of a go of the energy turret here. Probably not the most effective of the rippable turrets you can get, but especially for this sort of thing. Bit of fun though. And unfortunately the survivor died there. Yeah, but until you get to a level 20 weapon, there's probably not really any point in the higher rounds. Even at this point, really, it's not a higher round, but it's probably safer just to let the survivor die. That might sound harsh, I guess, but you got to be like Rick Grimes in The Walking Dead and just keep driving if you see that survivor by the side of the road. Otherwise, you're just going to risk your own survival. Okay, it's getting pretty hectic in here, so I think we've got an Oozer zombie back there somewhere as well, so I have to watch out for that acid drip. And getting very low on ammo here as well. Try and build some points with the last of the ammo. So as you can see, we didn't save the survivor. We basically all of the generators will switch off, and you have to go back and turn them on if you want to use the perks or any of the, you know, like the 3D printer or anything, the upgrade stations that are in that area. So we're going to go through and turn everything back on and get everything switched back on here. So we're going to turn this back on so we have the access to the electrified floor trap. And this one back here as well. No power. The other thing that happens if you fail to rescue a survivor is the mystery, not the mystery box, the 3D printer, same thing anyway I guess. The 3D printer will experience a malfunction and move to a different area. So there's a couple of little things, minor things that happen that are detrimental when you fail. So I'm just checking here where it's gone to. So obviously you can check those maps that are in each of the different zones to see where the 3D printer is at that point in time, if you didn't know that already.
Come on, Decker, watch your ammo.
Yeah, so this is it gets a little bit annoying having to do this, and it's a little bit tedious, but the 3D printer happens to be down here in the pit, as it's called. We've got a few thousand points here for us to try and get something. Hopefully before the zombie dies out. Nice! So we got distraction drones, which is pretty awesome. See what else we can get. And we get the S12, so we got 2 really good hits in a row. Personally, I think the S12 is probably the best gun in the game in Exo Zombies at the moment. Probably tied with the Cell 3 Cauterizer. The Cauterizer is a little bit more powerful, but it doesn't get you out of those situations when you need to blast your way out of trouble quite so quickly or effectively as the S12. But we're going to keep going. We'll see if we can get another decent gun out of this as well. And the crossbow. These SAC 3s are a lot of fun. I actually enjoy using these. So try and have one more hit while we're down here just as the round restarts. And the 3D printer lockout happens. So we're going to head back through to Burger Town. And there's a couple more generators still to turn back on in this area. So yeah, it's a normal round, pretty much. We can just use the Burger Town area, orbital strikes if we need to, build us some points, all that sort of stuff. And then eventually we'll be upgrading the S12 and trying to get a decent secondary weapon as well. So I'm going to hit the orbital strike here once all the zombies have spawned in. It's a pretty epic trap, that's for sure. It's just a shame that you don't know exactly where it's going to hit. It's a little bit random in terms of the areas of the map that it blasts. Ooh, insta-kill, nice. Try and get that. And we got a DNA bomb as well. It's all good. So we're at the point now where we just want to get through the rounds quickly. So we're going to hit all those DNA bombs that we can come across. And we'll upgrade the S12. Why not? Get that ghastly looking green camo. Okay, we got an infected round now. So we do have the insta-kill a little bit here. And we're going to try and get through the round without getting infected. But if we run into problems, we can use the trash chute to get back to the decontamination area in the pit area of the sewers. Okay, so now we've got to wait for the orbital strikes to reset, and I happen to get slapped and infected there. So I'm going to sort of try to get through this round without having to get myself decontaminated. We should be able to do it because we're a fair way through this round already. Try and take these guys out as quickly as I can using the S12. So just using my distraction drones, they definitely make it easier. And there we go. We didn't need to pay those couple of 100 credits for the infection after all, so that's pretty sweet. You get the max ammo. Okay, so now we have the Bergtown as the toxic zone, so we're going to have to head through to Value Voltage. I mean, we could hang out in the sewers or the command center area, but Value Voltage is probably the second easiest location. You can see the invisibility or the camouflage perk that we bought going through the sewers there just to try out. It seems to cover you in like sewerage or something, so I guess that confuses the zombies. They can't smell you. Maybe that's the idea behind it. It's pretty cool. It doesn't last very long though. I just wish that these things like this in the ambulance, I just wish they last a little bit longer, like maybe twice as long. Then there'd be an actual reason to use them. That camouflage that you can buy in the sewers, it really only lasts long enough for you to get through the sewers and out to whatever area you're heading for before it wears off. So it's a shame it doesn't last a little bit longer. Like long enough for you to revive someone in another area of the map would be ideal. Okay, so we've got a few dogs in this round. Especially annoying are the EMZ dogs, because they're super fast and obviously they will short out your exosuit. So if you use dual wield weapons like the SAC-3 properly, you can actually keep a continuous stream of fire going, because if you use one like the left hand side one like this, and then as that one automatically reloads, fire the one on the right hand side, and just keep doing that, you can keep a continuous stream of fire going. But obviously you're going to chew through your ammo pretty quickly using that technique. Alright, well guys, this is where we will leave part 2 of this high round strategy guide. Please remember to rate and comment, and why not subscribe if you haven't already. Catch you in the next one.
Mr. Monkey just wanted to play!